And a lot of, no, I just got a beep. I don't know what happened with my phone, but a lot of times, Michael, a lot of us don't take the time, exactly what you said, to breathe.
That's true. Yeah. Breathing is really important. It's actually the one thing that connects your mind with your body is your breath. That's the one thing that connects your body with your mind.
And I agree with you. And in fact, today is the new moon.
Yeah, it is. I felt so much. I was feeling like poop yesterday, and then I literally slept under the moon last night, and I was rejuvenated. I feel amazing today. Like I'm reborn.
It is. And it's funny what you just said, that a lot of people that went through, the pandemic, a lot of us, those that really took the time to really focus on that 3 words you just said, I love you. And the way I explained to you is really about I and how you see it, the love that you want to surround your energy with. And you are bringing that to everyone. So that frequency, that vibration is coming back to you 1,000,000,000%. And I'm just so happy that you just mentioned about you losing how many pounds? As you were 200 and what?
Right. Yeah, I was like 240 and I'm now 165.
Wow.
It's because I broke it's because I was channeling my energy through my body. It's because I was so blocked that my body was gaining weight, and because the energy wouldn't flow through me. And I never understood that before. I've always read books and understood. I had done yoga, but I truly understood this time. Like it was like I woke up. Like how come I never knew this? Like every child should be taught this in elementary school. It's a basic. If you know how to like heal yourself internally by meditating and breathing, you can overcome any obstacle.
No, it is.
Mental, physical, anything.
And it is. And that's what I really highly tell everyone, and that's how I have my Coco George channel. And as people and more get in tune. And, in the beginning, I was kind of shy to do my YouTube channel until when I came back from Los Angeles. And I'm going through all of my stuff that I had with my company, Coco Jar. And I was like, holy bajilly, I have 2.4 million views on my YouTube channel on me healing a Great Dane dog. And that's what I've been doing for the past 20 years, is really healing dogs from the inside out. And now it's just organically just going itself, And so that's why it's so important that when we look at things in life, we really, like how you did, is really channeling your inner God or goddess.
Yeah, that's true.
And we don't use that.
How that thing.
I'm
sorry, yeah.
No, as I was saying, I went through all of this journey. I mean, I don't even know why I'm over here sitting in Japan, sitting with this high priest, and he welcomed me and he's like, oh my God, you're from Hawaii. And I said, yes, sensei. And he taught me like so many things about it. And it was so simple. And it's like,
it is. It's fundamental, yeah.
It's fundamental and it's simple. And it's like literally silence.
That's very true. Honestly, I could talk to you all day, but I have another interview.
Okay, no, it's okay. It's okay, no problem. But you know what? I want to thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. And really, I truly appreciate your time, because you know what? We need more people like you in this world.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
And that's why you went back to, that's why you're in LA, because that is where the city of angels needs people like you. Honestly.
Well, thank you.
Honestly. So you take care, Michael. And I look forward to really, you have my number, and really, anytime you want to speak to me, give me a call. And like you said, we can speak forever about this energy.
Yeah, we really can.
Okay. Internal. So you write your good intention. It's the new moon. Write your good intention, and hopefully It all comes true in your journey. Thank you so much, Michael.
Thank you. Have a happy Thanksgiving.
Oh, same to you. Thank you. It was very beautiful to speak with you. Aloha.
Aloha.
Bye-bye. And so that's how it's things about, right now, what happened to us in 2020, for example, like Michael, who was really decided to just take that opportunity to lose and find himself. And can you imagine? He literally lost like another person. And three things that we talked about today is, what are the three things you do that a lot of people don't do is when we wake up in the morning and literally look at ourselves in a mirror. And today, he told me three words that he does that I said, pick three words. And he said, I love you. And I said, those are the energy that's going to surround you for that energy of today. And so now we're going to jump into that was just like, an interview of what it really feels to feel this journey. I mean, it's like it was a blessing in the sky for some people for this COVID, is because we decide to dive deep into ourselves, dive deep into finding ourselves and giving ourselves that clarity. And that's what the new moon is all about, is giving this clarity, putting out this new intention. And that is today, because today is really the last of this year, putting in this intention that's going to help us bring in the closing of 2022. So let's dive deep into it. And you stay tuned for more on how we're going to find out what's happening with us on this new moon, which is today. And today is November 23rd. I keep on saying 25th, which is Friday, but today is November 23rd, the new moon. So, and so as we were talking about the new moon, which is today, November 23rd, this new moon is like a time for harvesting. And 1-1 is like the pillar of where we are standing right now today. You think back, and today is a day that we write down our intention, because it's the new moon is really about new beginning. And when you have this energy, when you have that solar eclipse as well as a lunar eclipse, it's a huge energy. And a lot of people that are highly sensitive people, HSP people, they can really feel this energy shift. And when we feel this energy shift, it's really now time for people that have this beautiful talents and gift, and they're really standing up for their rights on who they are and how it becomes very manipulating in this world, because not everyone have this talent, not everyone have this gift of really letting ourselves go and create. But we always had that, but sometimes people just press us and not thinking, and we end up working as, hate to use the word, like a slave for someone else's using our piece of work. Meaning that whether you are an artist creating design for clothesline, or a designer of creating ways of, for example, yoga ways or exercise ways that you created. Like for me, it's really in how to detox dog through the skin by using Minical Micro Bubble, which I've been doing for the last 20 years. And so all of these things are really now coming up to the surface, whether you are Kanye West, who is now fighting against Adidas and Gap and all these other things. And now he's selling his product, because a lot of the times these middlemen or these middle people are taking control of people's talents and gift. And so that's why this month is going to be heavenly pushed upon, is where the new beginning is starting to really submerge for 2023, because we have to be grounded. We got to understand where we are positioned. Where are we being anchored down, as we say? And so when we are anchored down, we have the ability to really teach and speak our position, our gospel, our ways, and really showing the impression of what our talent is really about. So whether you are an artist, or whether you are an intuitive person, or whether you are somebody into being a chef, creating your own line of food, your culinary skills, or whether you are an dog walker who wants to improve and doing other things and bringing in. I have calls from New York. Can you believe New Yorkers are actually paying dog walkers, and they make a good hefty salary, and they're adding in this service of medical microbubble into how to detox, because they're hand in hand, because they go and take dogs for a walk and they use our medical microbubble, and voila, you get a fresh dog. For dog walkers, this is something that you put in. And so these are the kind of things that we are starting to move into, of collaborating, because the online market, the online course, the online technology has soared up. And so these are the times that we really have to start working and put our energy into it, because a lot of times if we don't, we're going to be stumbled upon the old way, because right now it is the new way. So really stay focused this month, because really when you wake up, like the way we were talking about earlier in our segment with Michael, is that really when you wake up, what are the 3 things that you want to bring in that energy? And he said, I love you. Because I is, when you wake up, is the eye that you see within the mirrors, the reflection. Love is the energy that's everlasting, that you want to pour out, whether they have a miserable day, whether they are having a good day, whether they're having a so-so day. It's all about you bringing in that energy. And really, 3 things that I always put in my GG jar is gratitude, gratefulness, and always giving. Sometimes I get scoldings, you give too much, but you know what? When that happens, the explosion of energy of using this 3G is gratefulness, gratitude, and giving. And so when you have that energy and that vibration, you can start to feel the expansion of really specifically exactly what you want. Exactly using these tools that I've always talking on my YouTube channel, is really each month I am really giving out my gratitude and my gratefulness of what I learned through all of this. And I'm expanding my contents, where each month I have a specific subject to talk about, and I take it to the next. Because once you understand how specifically on what you want, the mind is the one to control. And it's a frightening thing, is because you're in control. Whatever the outside is saying, and whatever that comfort that you may or may not feel, is how you want to transform yourself into this certain lifestyle. I want to transform myself into this certain lifestyle, because really I knew that in the next, when 2020, I had my goal to just come back, COVID came, and I turn this into a sanctuary where I can now do it into really bringing back that sanctuary spa feeling for canine. And I really transform myself into that energy and into that lifestyle. So when I walk out, I can really feel that change and really partake in all of that. Like I can say, I want to do yoga and I do yoga. If I want to go and work with dogs for prenatal care, I'm able to do that, to really give you that energy of teaching and really giving you that impression of what it feels to work with this. Like Michael, he lost over 100 something pounds, because he wanted to transform himself, really learn how to breathe, really learning how to use these tools. And it's simple. It's just how, and the guidance of really talking to yourself. You can talk to yourself in and out all day long of a situation, right? Oh, today I don't want to go and work out because my back is sore. My ankle is just might be twisted. We convince ourselves that we can't do it when we can, because we are just have that day of, instead of saying, you know what, I feel like beep, I'm not going to work out today. Don't make excuses, because it's how you use that power of your mind and how you play the scenario is going to start to work on your behavior. I mean, yesterday I dragged myself to do yoga. Was it a good day? Did I like it? No, because I wasn't feeling it, but I dragged myself into it. But in the end, it feels good. But guess what? Certain parts of my body is hurting more than it should, you know? And so that's where we really have to understand the harmony and the balance and the peacefulness that we're going to really bring into yourself. Because you know what? Be careful of what you say. Because if you're having a bad day, say it in a short and sweet way, because you may regret it later on. Like, sometimes we are very quick to react. I was one of those people that is very quick to react, and later on I eat it, I regret it, saying certain things. And so that's why we have to practice, because we are creature of bad habits. Yes, we are very quick in what we do. They say that there's three types of working people here in the United States. They are the East Coast people who get it done quickly, don't really look into it. There is the West Coast type of people that's a different breed, that really more creative at their pace. And then there are people out here in Hawaii or other island, which they call it the Islander life people. Well, they take their time, the sweet old time. And so this is really a difference, a complex of how the energy and how you want to really work yourself to it. And so that's where this month is really about putting in that new intention, because this is going to carry on into 2023, because 2023 is really a year to be very grounded, meaning that the last 3 years, like 2020, everybody was in frantic. No matter how civil and peaceful and mindful we are, some of us got it halfway mark and saying, you know what, I'm going to start to lose weight, or I'm going to start to rebuild my business. I'm going to start to look into doing new things. And some people went into deep meditation and trying to, instead of doing quick to react, we learn how to use the ideas into action. And using that in this practical world, we have to really focus next year, because the currency and everything is the way the games of paying and finance is really, really going to change. And so finance, relationship, and really the surrounding of nature and what's around us is going to be a key focus in 2023. So we need to be grounded and very organized, because we need to take control of our physical well-being. When I say take control of your physical well-being, is that whether you have taken the shot or not taken the shot, I know a lot of people have taken the shot and that have experienced the C. And so their immune system, they may have gotten in, the C19 or whatever is the number is, that stem of mind and how their body is reacting is really through all of this. So if you have he changed his lifestyle. Michael lost over 100 something, 120, 25 pounds, another person, another me, literally, because he stayed focused throughout the storm. And you need to stay calm, because 2024, it's going to be a wrap up speed of many different changes, whether it's the government, whether it's the policy, whether it's a lot of things, the food, the energy, of all of what's going to start to switch in 2024. So 2023 is really anchoring down and what you want to do, because this calm energy will really take you, because from that panic energy, it's now switching over to your calm energy, because those that's going to be in that still panic energy, they're going to be spreading themselves out too thin, and they're going to burn out, and they're going to be very vulnerable. And so you need to work on the foundation, your inner self, and evaluate. Really evaluate. Do you need it? Do you need this extra blouse? Do you need this extra things that you can really use that money for something that's going to work so good, like our medical micro bubble? I mean, the whole entire house can use it. Because why? It kills these airborne that we got so smart during this panic of 2020, right? I mean, how much people talk about airborne? Well, you know what? Been saying it for all of this time, and look into it at www.cocojor.com on more about our medical microbubble system. So really, do you need it? Yes, you would need it, because it's going to change your life, your pooch's life. You don't need to be standing and spending all this money on the same old traditional way of medication and all these other things, So ask yourself on all these things, what for are you buying this shower head that claims that it's going to be called a microbubble? Does it really work? Where is it proven? Do you have veterinarian? Do you have any of these things? Find out what is your integrity on what you really want. Be honest with yourself, because if you don't be honest with yourself and be true to your integrity, you are going to fall into the scammer's mindset, right? Because you're so vulnerable, because you're so hard-headed that you don't want to invest, because you already know what it's all about, right? And so we have to really be careful, because you are the only one, and get this, and I say this all the time, is that when you steal from yourself, whether you steal a thought frame of something that you know it works, but you said, I'm just going to go because it costs too much money, but you don't give the opportunity to really listen, and how, like, for example, we have in-house financing and how much money you're going to save in the end. And so these are the things that we need to really open up our heart, instead of saying no, because no is such a strong word. And when you turn no backwards, it's you put on this ideas mindset that are you cheating yourself from that integrity of what you know that is really going to work. Because that falls into, really comes down to, there is always going to be somebody watching you. of your whatever you do, whether you are being scammed or you being scammer, the dishonesty of what you do is really going to rise the consciousness, because there's always someone watching over you. May not be me, may not be your dad, may not be your mother, may not be your friends, may not be your co-worker, may not be your boss. It's somebody always going to be watching over you, which is your higher consciousness in what you do. And so that's why I'm saying in 2023, that's where the biggest, hugest separation is going to start to happen. And if you have worked hard and if you have done good, that consciousness is going to be really your anchor down in who you are, because there's going to be a lot of dishonest people, quitting from the woodworks, from politician to CEOs of bigger companies, people that has this narcissistic ego that they were carrying and harmfully hurt innocent people or be mean. The evilness of these people are starting to dissipate. And I've been saying this, that it happened in mid of 2022. It's going to carry on into 2023. Then 2024 is when the craziness is going to be really wrapping vividly. But if you are doing good and you created a lifestyle of peace, of joy, of gratefulness, and using that 3G, which is really the gratefulness, the gratitude, and the giving. So in this closing of the new moon, which is happening today on November 23rd, it's really setting you up for the full moon coming up in December in a couple of weeks. So stay tuned and don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. And most of all, I appreciate your like button, comment, and most of all, check us out at cocojor.com or do our shampoo challenge at Cocojor channel, CocChanNel.com for a shampoo challenge and lots of great holiday gift that is made with 100% all natural, a gift of aloha zen to you and your pooch. So stay tuned for more of our Cocojor. What are we doing? And have a happy Thanksgiving. Give thanks to the people that you haven't seen and give them with goodness. And most of all, thank you for giving me this opportunity. Aloha.